Hi, everybody. It's Miss Sara here from Georgina Public Library, and I'm here with my good friend, Miss Jennifer. There she is waving, to bring you stories from around the world. And this week, we're going to stay here in our own country of Canada, and we're going to read a book called Stolen Words. As you may know, this tomorrow or Thursday, September 30th, is National Truth and Reconciliation Day. And so we are going to read this story, which was written by a lady named Melanie Florence and illustrated by Gabrielle Grimard. And I'm going to read in her own words about the author. Melanie Florence is an award-winning writer of Cree Scottish heritage. She wrote Stolen Words in honor of her grandfather, whom she was close to as a child. Melanie never had the chance to speak to him about his Cree heritage. And this story is about the healing relationship she wishes she had been able to have with him. Melanie lives with her husband and 2 children in Toronto. So the reason that I chose this book was because it tells the story of the grandfather who was taken away from his community, his Cree community, as a child and sent to residential school where he was not allowed to speak his own language and has forgotten all his words. But his granddaughter helped him to remember his Cree language. And I just connected with this book because of the relationship that the granddaughter has with her grandfather. And I thought it was a lovely story. So here we go, Stolen Words. She came home from school today, skipping and dancing, humming a song under her breath, clutching a dream catcher she had made from odds and ends, bits of string, plastic beads, and brightly colored feathers. Her glossy braids danced against her shoulders, swaying with her, black as a raven's wing. "Grandpa," she asked, clutching his hand, spinning under his arm before dropping it again, "how do you say grandfather in Cree?" He stopped breathing for a moment, a lifetime to a 7-year-old. He looked down at her sadly. "I don't remember," he answered. "I lost my words a long time ago." A frown clouded her face. "How do you lose words, Grandpa?" she asked. "They took them away," he answered. She thought for a moment. "Where did they take them?" she asked. "Where they took all of us," he said. "Away from home. Away from laughter and soft words, away from our mothers who cried for us." She reached for his gnarled hand. "Who took you away, Grandpa?" she asked quietly. "Men and women dressed in black, talking to us with words we did not know," he answered. They reached home and sat on the stairs together. "Where did they take you, Grandpa?" she asked. "Away to a school that was cold and lonely, where angry white faces raised their voices and their hands when we used our words," he answered. "They took our words and locked them away, punished us until we forgot them, until we sounded like them. Harsh, sharp words, so different from the sound of our beautiful ones." She touched his weathered face, tried to wipe the sadness away with her soft hands. She looked down at her lap and handed him the dream catcher that she had made for her room. "You take this, Grandpa," she said. "Maybe it will help you find your words again." He smiled at her, his granddaughter, and touched her innocent face, a face that had never known hard words or raised hands. He smiled and kissed her head. The next day, she skipped out of school again, smiling widely at her grandfather. She stopped in front of him and took a deep breath. Tanse, Nimasum, she said. His eyes widened. She smiled brighter than the sun. I've found your words, Grandpa, she said. She pulled a tattered, well-worn paperback out of her book bag. Introduction to Cree, it said. And here are the phonetic letters for you if you wanted to look and try to pronounce these words yourself. My teacher helped me find this for you at the library. He reached for it, his hands shaking, opened it, feeling the soft, much-loved pages under his fingers. Nosissem, he whispered. Granddaughter. The word felt familiar in his mouth. It felt like his home, his mother. He turned the pages of the book carefully. Masina Igen, book. He turned another, word after word. Pikis Kwewin, his words, pages and pages of them. He looked at his granddaughter, his Nosissem. Teenki, he said. Will you read to me, she asked, taking his hand in hers and leading him home. Will you teach me your words? His heart danced as he nodded, holding the book against his chest. There they go, off to learn some Cree words. Now, something that I thought was interesting that I might share with you was that among many of the Cree words that we use in English are words such as muskrat and muskeg. And I didn't know that those were Cree words, but we use them in English, and what wonderful words they are and what wonderful words the Cree language has brought to us. So that concludes Stories from Around the World, and we will see you here next week. Bye.